the fuck Minerals, who I don't even view as a real human being.
It's guys like Minerals.
Minerals. Let's have it right.
He's not on my radar. I don't care about him.
You got the Minerals to
one of them brown envelope mobs.
No Minerals.
Minerals. Let's have it right.
Do you know what I mean?
Johnny Minerals.
The realness of this guy.
Minerals. Let's have it right.
Minerals FC need proper winning Minerals, mate.
Let's have it right. I'm just a brown envelope, or I'm
Absolutely screwed. Let's have it right.
Brown envelopes.
You brown envelopes from the club.
You got the Minerals to fight for his place.
You are in the woods wronging. Thank you, mate. Appreciate you taking the time out to say that. Cheers. This one's for you. Greetings from Centre Parks, by the way. That's the background. I hope you're all well. This is just ridiculous, though, isn't it?
The Minerals.
Minerals FC.
Do you know what I mean?
Johnny Minerals.
Johnny the fuck Minerals.
The Minerals.
In them, we know that they have the minerals. We've not.
There's minerals that you need.
It's guys like Minerals and
You got the Minerals to
Let's have it right. Minerals. Johnny Minerals.
like Minerals is one of the very vociferous Chelsea fans.
Minerals FC mudded me. I couldn't give a shit about that guy.
Let's have it right.
Hey, Johnny's got the fucking Minerals, mate.
Can everybody just stop getting shot? So it right, up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC, big up to every single one of you live and locked in. Up everyone is doing well and winning live. First and foremost, when you're all a smash to piece that like button. If you haven't smashed it, smash it right now. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, make sure you do so. We've got the notification bell, ding dong, let's have it right so you know when we go live. And we've got the Minerals FC Ultras membership down below in the description. Salute to all the Minerals FC Ultras. Salute to our Chelsea old boys. We see things they'll never see. And salute to a no surrender mentality. And big up to every single one of you Minerals FC Ultras live and locked in the chat. And anyone who's viewing after. Let's have it right. Now, before we get started, we want to send our love, prayers and condolences for the passing away of the Yotta brothers. Devastating news, unbelievable news. No one expected it. 28 years old, Diego Yotta, and his brother, I think, was 24 or 25. Very young, sad. You just don't know. You just don't know when your time is. So have it right. So you have to thank and praise Lord, our Christ, our Saviour. So have it right. For every breath that you take. That's me to a T. That's what I stand for. And at the end of the day, you have to be very, very thankful with every day that passes because you just don't know. You really don't. And don't sell yourselves out because when that time comes, it's too late. So never sell yourselves out. Only sell out to the one above, at the top, the very top, the elite of elite. Yeah, let's have it right. King of kings. You understand me? Yeah. So very, very sad. And obviously all of us on the Minerals FC send our love and condolences to them. And it was a nice touch by Liverpool to retire the number 20. I thought that was pure class and it had to be done. I think the service was yesterday yesterday. I think so. So it is what it is. Listen, everyone, just keep winning in life. Do right. Be good. You know what I'm saying? And that's all you can do. You know what I'm saying? But look, we're breathing, we're healthy, we're good, and you know what I mean. Let's just keep going and keep landing minerals wherever you are and whatever you're doing. Let's have it right. So let's have it right. Chelsea now are through to the semi-finals to play Fluminese's Thiago Silva's Fluminense, as I predicted in my last video. It's a stream that I haven't done. Well, I haven't done a stream for a while. I've had a few things going on in my own personal life, so I haven't had the time to do it. So apologies to everyone that is wanting live streams. So we're doing it now. Let's have it right, and we're going to land what is real and what is facts and how we see it, bruv. But let's have it right. We are now through to semi-finals. Let's all be honest, yeah, and say that Chelsea have had the easiest run and luck of the draw in terms of who we are playing. what teams we're up against compared to the other side. We've just seen Paris Saint-Germain with 9 men beat Bayern Munich. Sad to see Musiala break his ankle. Disgraceful. You saw Donnarumma, who's the world-class keeper at the moment in world football, in tears pretty much. Devastated for the kid. And it's very sad, bruv. You know, no one wants to see players go out for 3-4 months. And Musiala looks like he's going that way. So hopefully it's a speedy recovery for him. But let's have it right. Spitface Harry Kane can't win another trophy. He's going to have to literally treasure his Bundesliga trophy. And Luis Enrique's PSG into semi-finals. They await either Real Madrid or Borussia Dortmund. I predict Real Madrid. And this is my point. I think Chelsea should get to the final. But who are you going to be playing? You're going to be playing one of the top dogs. More than likely Paris Saint-Germain, who I think will win the entire competition, as I predicted they'll win the Champions League. So, you know, when you get a nice run on this side of the green, you know what I'm saying? You can't, you know, you can only beat what's in front of you, and Chelsea have done that. So fair play to us for doing the job and getting to another semi-final. And let's see what happens. Obviously, you've got all the brand envelopes PRing, how Chelsea and Blue Co have bankrolled 61 million. Well, fantastic. That's what it's all about, isn't it? It's not about the trophy. It's about the money. Show me the money. Let's have it right. So everyone doesn't really care about the trophy. Everyone doesn't really care about the competition. Everyone's just more about, well, we've breached UEFA rules. And it's going to cost Chelsea, I think, 30 million, but I've seen a number of about 70 to 90 million, and they're going to pay in installments. The owners were fully aware of that. They couldn't do all the business they wanted to do to get out of it. And let's have it right. We were told they're sustainable. We were told that they're astute, very savvy businessmen, and yet we're making breaches with UEFA. And let's have it right. Aston Villa as well. I can't remember the other clubs. Leon was in there. So other clubs are getting that. Well, what are we doing here, bruv? What are we doing here? Oh, it's small change. But don't worry. We've made 61 million. That will pay for João Pedro. Or, you know, we sell Madueke. We sell some players. That's what it's all about. Flip them and make our pound notes. And, you know what I mean? We just carry on going on the Blue Co train. But let me get into the game, because it was Reece James that was going to start in midfield with Enzo Fernandez and Cole Palmer as the 10, because we had no Caicedo and Lavia injured. So Caicedo suspended, Lavia injured. So let's have it right, bruv. He gets a little bit of a muscle problem. And we don't get to see Reece James. And everyone was saying, where's Andre Santos? Well, Andre Santos got his game, didn't he? Only because Reece James can't play midfield. But everyone saw before the game the interview by some brown envelope asking Reece, do you prefer to be what did he call it? A flying wingback, a flying fullback, or an inverted midfielder? What's a flying fullback, bruv? What are we doing? Are we Red Bulled up or something? What's going on? What's a flying fullback? What nonsensical terminology is this? Are you a fullback, or do you prefer to play midfield? Let's just keep it simple. What we got to gloss it up like a tart for? What are we doing here? So Reece James was going to answer it and then goes, and then clocked and didn't. But you damn well know Reece James was going to say, I prefer playing fullback all day long, because that's what his position is. He's the best in the world in that position. He's and right centre back as well. But as a midfielder, nah, bruv. You know, Enzo Maresca always keeps shoehorning. I only see him as a midfielder. Well, Tommy T only sees him sometimes to invert for England. Sometimes. Yeah, if he can press. But predominantly you see him at the right centre back or right back. End of story, bruv. Play your players in their best position. But Reece didn't get to play, so Andre Santos we got to see what Andre Santos is about. But before we get into the game, I want to make the point that Palmeiras missed two of their central defenders, starting central defenders, who were suspended. They had a striker that hadn't scored in the Club World Cup. They've scored the fewest goals in the Club World Cup. These are the things that people don't really want to speak about. Their best player is Chelsea signing Estêvão Willian, the right winger, the number 10, whatever you want to call him, bruv. All right. And they had Allen as well. Well, what are we doing here? We know that they're not as good as Flamengo. They're not as good as Fluminense. I think Fluminense are top of the Brazilian league. All right. Fluminense's got Thiago Silva, 40 years old, landing it. So that's going to be a real test because we lost to Flamengo. And how are they doing, the Flamengos? Are they all right? You dipping your toes in the water in Brazil because you're not playing in the Club World Cup no more. Let's have it right. We see things they'll never see. What are we doing here? I would say that Palmeiras is not as good as both those teams in terms of level. So let's be honest about the opposition. We played Gusto right back, Cucurella left back, Colwill and Trev Chalobah. And then you play Andre Santos, Enzo Fernandez, and then you played Cole Palmer's number 10. We had Liam Delap up front with Neto, and he plays Nkunku. It's mad to me. João Pedro on the bench, obviously, Wedding all on the bench. That was the team lineup for, and Madueke was on the bench as well. That's the team lineup by Enzo Maresca. And that should be enough to go and beat Palmeiras, bro. I mean, what are we doing here? In the first half, Cole Palmer had a shot to the right, got saved, decent. But then Cole Palmer got into a nice position on the right. But who was there from the back to play the progressive pass was Trev Chalobah to bag the assist to Cole Palmer, who they made the first touch class to go to the left-hand side to then get a fortunate touch and then slot in to lead us 1-0. And Cole Palmer finally delivers a goal. He actually scores a goal since... he scored in the Conference League final. Did he score in the I don't even know. I can't remember, bruv. You know what I'm saying? I can't remember when Cole Palmer scored his last goal. That's how far I'm reaching here. But Cole Palmer stepped up, got us to 1-0. After that, you saw Palmeiras in the game. They did have a chance with a header, if I'm right, I think. And Sanchez didn't have much to do, really. Didn't have much to do. But what was interesting was Santos in the midfield. He seemed to be playing that number 6 role. He was linking up. Enzo Fernandez had a decent game. We did have a chance with Nkunku as well. So we had 3 of the best chances, I think, in the first half. And they had one chance, maybe a half chance. But the test was, how is Estêvão Willian going to compete against Cucurella, who is clearly one of our best players? He's been one of the best players for Chelsea, yeah? And Cucurella on the left-hand side had his hands full. Brillo Pad had his hands full. He had a lot of cleaning to do on the left-hand side because Estêvão Willian showed his technical ability. He might be lightweight, but he showed he's got pace, he's got trickery, and he knows where the goal is. He knows where his teammates are. So you go into the second half, and in the second half, Palmeiras just start to creep in, and they start to play a little bit more, and Chelsea just lose a bit of that momentum. And if I'm going in segments of the game, the moment before the goal, you could see that Palmeiras were prodding, and Chelsea weren't really doing too much. And they got lucky. Estêvão Willian again down the byline. You see him try and make a cross. Cucurella blocks it, and then Sanchez goes and high fives him. He's got 5 on it. Brillo Pad in defense. Let's have it right. So he does that, and everyone's like, wow, he's having a real deal. I saw actually in the first half, Cucurella had to follow Estêvão Willian all the way through past the middle of the park towards the penalty area, all the way around for him to play the ball, and he still couldn't get the ball, bro. So he had his hands full, mate. He was literally, I would say, struggling a bit. I think Cucurella was struggling a bit against Estêvão Willian, which is very promising for us, seeing what Estêvão Willian's going to be all about, because obviously everyone's overhyping the kid, and he's 17 years old, is he? Or 8? I think he's 17. And then it comes to the moment where he gets the ball played in, and Estêvão Willian showed his intelligence of being in between Cucurella, who was going to the player that eventually played the ball to Estêvão Willian, and Colwill on the other end. So Estêvão Willian was placed in the middle. They're in a nice bit of free space. No one tracked him. No one tried to close him down, and he receives the ball. But the technical ability to turn, to go close to the byline, and absolutely kipper Levi Colwill, bruv. Levi Jeans had his jeans pulled down and spanked by Estêvão Willian. And this is meant to be our so-called he's on fire Levi Colwill, who's the best central defender we got. No, Trev is, to have it right. And he has been playing, he's been performing against mid opposition. Let's have it right. And Estêvão Willian, what a goal, bruv. I mean, absolute class, pure class. I mean, Sanchez, do you think if a Donnarumma was in goal, he'd save that? Potentially. You know what I'm saying? Well, like Kanye stood up in the Grammys. I guess we'll never know. So have it right. But Estêvão Willian lands it, bruv. Scores a beautiful goal off the crossbar and in. Looks beautiful. Minerals landed. The geezer's celebrating, jumping up, touching the badge with all his teammates because that's his boyhood club. Let's have it right. Now, me personally, I'm not celebrating now. I'm admiring now. I can admire that because now I know he's a Chelsea player. But against playing Chelsea, I don't care whether you're going to sign for us or not. I'm not going to big it up, bruv. Let's have it right. But we can big it up now because Chelsea are through. But the fact is, I don't blame the kid for celebrating. He's got every right to do that. It's his boyhood club, and he's got every right to celebrate that goal. And what a wonderful, beautiful goal he scored, bruv. Let's have it right. Fair play to him. And I'm very pleasantly excited about Estêvão Willian because Estêvão Willian and Cole Palmer were the shining stars in the entire game. They were the two that separated everyone else. They were the ones that actually you could see there's something special about them, that they could always make something happen. And that's quite scary for Chelsea, in Chelsea's regard, because why? We've spent 1.7 billion. We're close. We're spending 1.8 billion now. Yeah, and yet Cole Palmer is the star boy. He's the coldest minerals general that we got. And for Palmeiras, that's Estêvão Willian. And now they're losing their starlet to Chelsea. So let's have it right. What a goal. Respect to him. I will bring this up, yeah? And let me lay the law down, right? Because loyalty in football is scarce. It's almost non-existent, yeah? Most of these players are signing Chelsea because it's death row contracts, mate, yeah? But Estêvão Willian, before the game, said, it's my dream to play in Spain. It's also his dream to play for Barcelona and follow the footsteps of Neymar. He's got better GA than Neymar at a similar age, I believe, in the Brazilian league. And now he's come to Chelsea. He's not doing a Neymar going from Santos to Barcelona, playing with Messi and Suarez and Iniesta and Xavi. He's coming to Chelsea in an environment that is it going to get the best and bring the best out of Estêvão Willian. Estêvão Willian, all right, needs experience around him and he needs levels around him because everyone's going to put all the pressure on this kid because he's held in such high regard. But he said his dream is to play for Spain. So what is Chelsea? Chelsea is basically ultimately what we've become, a stepping stone club. We're not the club you go to for him to say, I dream to play for Chelsea and be at Chelsea for the remainder of my career. No, he's looking at coming to Chelsea, showing his talents, letting Buko cash in on him like a Cole Palmer eventually, or whatever player they can, because everyone's for sale at Chelsea. And Estêvão Willian will be that player, bruv. And whether you like it or not, as much as I would love these players to stay, the ones that I do think have got something special about them, the reality is if someone comes in and bids big money, they're going to be sold, mate. Yeah. But anyway, going on from that, 1-1, the game's balanced, the game's even. Chelsea not doing much. I want to bring up Dilat. He had a few decent hold-up plays, but the rest of the game, shocking. Absolute stinker from Dilat, and this guy's going to be our number 9. All right? He's going to be our main number 9. I don't know what Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, what gear he's on, but he's saying he'd rather have Jackson over Osimhen. I don't know what John Obi Mikel had to respond to that. I can't bear to watch that. I don't want my eyes to bleed. And I love Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. He's one of our fucking great strikers, bruv, at this club. And I'd die to have him in the team now. But what is he smoking, bruv? What are we doing here? Jackson's surplus to requirements, have it right. They're trying to ship him out for the pound note. And rightly so. You know, all the agenda merchants that are defending this guy like it was life or death, saying don't buy Alvarez or Osimhen because it'll stop the development of Nicholas Jackson. Well, they're probably saying that about Dilat now. They're probably going to say that about João Pedro, who's not actually a number 9. And João Pedro played backup to Danny Welbeck at Brighton. So we have to call that one out. And we're really on here. But Dilat, you know, no goal again. Not a very good performance, bruv. and people are starting to question it again. To have it right. He knows the Enzo Maresca system, and he's from City, so I don't know what's going on with Liam Delap, bruv. And he's got a yellow card. Am I right in saying Delap misses the next game? I know that Badashile will. Reach James is likely to. And Cole, who got booked, is going to miss the semi-final. And Cucurella is one yellow card away from missing the final, which would be a serious loss because he's one of our most important players. You saw how much Cucurella bombs it up in the number 10 role. He's our highest goal scorer since January, the start of January at the back end of last season. So have it right. So you know how important Brillo Pad is in our team, and respect to him. But if he gets a yellow card, we're done for in the semi, bruv, because who's going to play left back? And that's my point. When we're going in the transfer window, who is backup for Cucurella? You're going to play Gusto there? Nah, bruv. It ain't cutting it for the whole season. And there's not even any talk of getting a backup for Cucurella. Very concerning, bruv. They're going to play Reece James there, like they did against Brentford. What are we doing here? But 1-1, the game's finally poised. And Palmeiras have two chances. No, they had one big chance, and Sanchez made the save. There was another chance that went wide. And so have it right. It comes down to one moment in the game, doesn't it? I think Pedro comes on. Neto's decent. Neto's had a great game, and feel sorry for him because obviously he's emotionally distressed right now because he was very close to Diogo Jota, and that showed a lot of mentality for him to play yesterday. So respect to Pedro Neto. I thought he's been probably our best player this tournament. Apparently, Opta stats say Chelsea are the favourites for the Club World Cup going by data, but football doesn't go by data, as Jose Mourinho says. Data's for people that don't know football. We go with the itis and actual real context. But what happens? 80th minute, something like that. We get the ball played out, and who's there? Gusto. Enzo Fernandez plays a nice ball to Gusto. Gusto crosses it in, comes off their defender, deflects, and their goalkeeper has an absolute fucking howler. And it's a goal, and it's an own goal. And this is my point. If we didn't get that own goal, more than likely Chelsea are going extra time. And Palmeiras after that had another chance to equalise, and that was a very close chance. They're just toothless. They don't have that quality. And this is what I'm saying about the level of opposition. And we're very happy we've gone through. Let's have it right. But sometimes you want to show, we've got enough firepower. We've got enough quality. We might be 1-1, but we're going to land it either way. A goal's a goal, but it's lucky, isn't it? It's a bit lucky for Enzo Maresca, I'd say. Everyone was praising João Pedro. Oh, what an unbelievable play him over Delap. What did he do? What did he actually do? What, a few little shimmies, nice touches. Like, we're reaching here, bruv, like fucking Stretch Armstrong. And, this is the fan base now. They're absolute overhyped merchants, brown envelope minions. And it winds me up. You see, if it wasn't for Gusto, the ones that you were cooking last game saying, oh, Gusto and Nkunku, they're a disgrace, get them off the pitch. This is why we're struggling in the last game against Benfica. Well, funny enough, Nkunku had that shot where he shot up and above the defender to go in. Anyone else would have rifled that, and he got us the 2-1 for us to go ahead and basically steam on to win the game. But then you look at Gusto yesterday, or tonight, last night, that was because of Gusto we got that goal. And he took a chance on crossing it. He didn't mean to score that, but he crossed it, bruv. And it's an own goal. And then we had enough to get through. And that's it. Job done. Andre Santos, decent, bruv. But it's still not enough. We need to see him play more regular. We need to see him play, in the Premier League. But let's be honest. If Reece James was fit, and it's a worry he ain't, but if Reece James and Lavia, again, was fit, he ain't getting a sniff. So I think Santos is going to be questioning what he does for his career, bruv. Does he leave? Does he not? We don't know, bruv. We don't know. But you cannot go for a whole season relying on Lavia to be fit. It's a worry, bruv. With Lavia, you can clearly see we've got more balance in the team. But if he's not fit, then well, he's no good to us. You know what I'm saying? We had enough without Caicedo to beat this team. And we've done that. So fair play. We got the job done. Cole Palmer stepped up. And we got to look forward to watching Estêvão William, bruv. Like, I'm very looking forward to it, but I can see it a mile off. I can see that we're going to be relying on Estêvão William on the right and Cole Palmer throughout the season. It's clear, crystal clear to me, bruv. And Enzo Fernandez, I'm not his biggest fan. I'll be real. He was all right. He had a good game, but he had to step up. Being a captain and all that. I mean, for me, he shouldn't be captain, but he stepped up. He showed hunger. He had a shot as well outside of the foot, outside the box. He was all right. But again, it's the level of opposition. I want to see us play a Real Madrid, a PSG opposition, and then we can see what we're all about. We can see what these players are about. And next season in the Premier League, because no disrespect to the Brazilian League, it's nowhere near like the Premier League. And that's a fact. And anyone who wants to overhype Palmeiras to make it look like Chelsea are unbelievable is a long way from Starbucks. And that's the only way I see it. It's not negative. It's just calling it out for what it is. But I'm very happy with the result. I'm very happy that we got through and we're in the semi-final. So let's see what we do. But we're going to be up against Fluminense, who are a top team in terms of the Brazilian League. And they've shown they got the minerals, bruv. And they definitely got Thiago minerals. Yeah, they got our Thiago Silva, bruv. So let's see what happens with that. Let's have it right. But it's, for me, PSG will be the ones that get to the final, bruv. I can see it. Yeah. Even with red cards, 9 men, it don't matter, bruv. Yeah, they got too much quality in the team. So that's my take on the game. I want to big up Trev because obviously he got the assist as well. He's had his birthday, so happy birthday to Trev. And respect to him, he's been disgracefully treated, but he's shown pure class and professionalism in how he's dealing with how he's been treated and turning up for us. Again, I'll shout out Neto for his mentality and ability to continue playing and at a good level. And we need to see more. Listen, Pedro, he's got something about him. Definitely got something about him. But something is not enough. We need to see consistency. And now if he's going to be a starter for Chelsea, we need to see what he's about. We also saw Jamie Gittens walking behind Enzo Maresca with his cap on. He was already there before he'd been announced. In fact, Dortmund announced the signing before any brown envelope announced it. So Fabrizio's in the mud, Portenstein's in the mud, Toothpick Jacobs in the mud, Matt Law's in the mud. They're all in the mud. Nizar Kinsella. But let's have it right. What did Jamie Gittens say? What did he say about joining Chelsea? And this is what I took. He says, it's a great feeling to join such a big club as Chelsea. I can't wait to learn from everybody in the team and push myself to the max here. It's an amazing feeling. So who's he going to learn off? And the fact that he's saying he's coming here to learn, no, you're meant to be a starting left winger. We don't need you to learn, bruv. We need you to land it, mate. Yeah? But obviously, you're not even a starter for Dortmund. So he's got to learn. I didn't hear anything about I've come here to win trophies and this and that. Maybe he said it in another paragraph or quote, but I ain't seen it, bruv. All right? That's what I've seen. He's not a blockbuster signing. He's not better than Madueke. I don't care what you say to me. He's not better than Madueke. And Madueke is not the standard at Chelsea. So, again, what are we buying? Are we downgrading on levels and development stages? Yes, we are. We are. And this guy's talking about he's learning. Everyone's learning on the job at Chelsea. You know what I'm saying? So he's officially signed 52 million, but you couldn't buy me Magnum for 20. 52 million, but you couldn't pay 50 for Victor Osimhen. 52 million, but you can't bring me Gittens or anyone of that ilk. Yeah? You can't bring me Doués and Kvaratskhelia who went for less money. Who went for less money, bruv? What are we doing here, mate? Yeah. So again, the usual brown envelopes overhyping potential again. It's like they've watched Dortmund. It's like, yeah, they all know. I've watched Dortmund religiously. I know how good Gittens is. No, you don't. No, you fucking well don't. So stop bullshitting. But I expect this brown nose PR as always, bruv. Now we get to what is the breaking news? Yeah, there's a lot of breaking news, but this one's more breaking news. Now we heard about Madueke, yeah, Madueke being linked to Arsenal. Everyone says Madueke linked to Arsenal. Now Enzo Maresca made a point that says, this is via Bobby Vince. He says, I want players who are happy to be with us, and the ones that are not, they can go. We were told that Enzo Maresca likes and wants Madueke, yet Madueke is being basically forced out for the pound note. And that's the only way I see it, bruv. Yeah, it's a common trend happening under Blueco. And Madueke, they tried to sell last summer, as they did Cucurella, but Cucurella obviously has his stocks up and his value up because he won the Euros. Or was it Nation League with Spain? Yeah, no, it was the Euros. Sorry, he won the Euros with Spain, so his stocks went up. But they did try to sell Cucurella, and they tried to sell Madueke, and now no coincidence, no surprise, they're trying to sell Madueke now. They've got no issues with selling him to a rival. Arsenal above us in the table, City, Liverpool, all above us in the table, all strengthening, or Arsenal wanting to strengthen. And yet we're happy to just sell Madueke, who everyone says is our best winger, to Arsenal. Now, for me, yeah, at the end of the day, sell him or don't sell him, I don't really care. I've got no attachment to Madueke. For me, he's the flat-footed grasshopper on speed that does step-overs, that doesn't give me enough end product, that is still not finished article, that's clearly not going to stay at Chelsea for the trust, the process and the project for him to develop into a so-called world-class player, which is why what they pitch to the fan base about every signing they make. But yet we're going to sign Gittens and Pedro, who are younger and less developed than Madueke, make it make sense. Yet we got Champions League and we're going to try and win the Premier League. Well, I want the Premier League. So we've come out already. And already Madueke has been linked to Arsenal. So it's come out by Fabrizio Romano, as always. Fabrizio Romano has literally in 4 days tweeted 4 times in 5 days. All right. So he says, understand Chelsea are, before I get to that, hold on. Let me read it in order. All right. So Madueke remains one of the names on Arsenal's shortlist. No bids or proposals so far. Arsenal discussed Madueke internally this week as one of the potential options. No proposals or talks by any club yet. It's an open situation by the 20-hour day merchant Fabrizio Romano, yeah? He then says, understand Arsenal have had a new round of talks with Noni Madueke as the player could be open to the move. Nothing advanced yet in terms of club-to-club approach or direct negotiations, but Arsenal maintain contacts. All right. Then it goes, Arsenal discussing Madueke internally in a separate deal from Eze, as reported here last week. No proposal has been sent yet to Chelsea or Noni as Arsenal keep assessing multiple options. And finally today, Arsenal understand Arsenal have now started advancing on personal terms discussed with Noni Madueke. Madueke hasn't asked to leave Chelsea at this stage, focused on Club World Cup. Meanwhile, he's understood to be open to an Arsenal move. Okay? Now, that a gal who's a bit of a shit stirrer, let's have it right, a fucking clickbait merchant, wants to try and start shit on Tobes because he put up a post on anyone want a striker with Nico Jackson before he even found out about the Jota news, and everyone's making out that Tobes is saying for Liverpool to have a striker. Yeah, you need to get your facts right. And this is the agenda on someone like Tobes who speaks facts, calls it out, all right, and he ain't a sellout or a brown envelope, and big up to him, all right. But the bottom line is that there's cancel culture from the fan base and from other fan bases that come to the assumptions because they think they know what suits their narrative, they'll push out. And the bottom line is, straight after that tweet, after when he eventually found out about Jota, he put RIP prayers to Jota. Listen, there's no fucking doubt. I know for a fact, and if you know Tobes, he put Arsenal as reference for Jackson. And Jackson has been linked to Arsenal, not to Liverpool, to Arsenal. Let's have it right. And Liverpool also have Nuno, bruv. What's his name? Nunes. Let's have it right. You lot are reaching, and that girl started it, and with all the other minions that get involved in the act, and everyone wants to try and tarnish and try and cancel Tobes. You can get in the bin, get in the mud, and you don't know what you're talking about. And the reality is, where are the facts to say that he put it out with that narrative? You ain't got none. It's all assumptions, and it's all about trying to cancel someone who lands it, ain't part of the elephant circle or walk. And I'll back Tobes all the way, bruv. So big up to him. And anyway, Igal gets a response by Fabrizio Romano on Noddy Madueke, and Fabrizio Romano says, now you'll trust the news, mate. Since last week, let's see what happens in club-to-club talks. In other words, he's trying to cover himself, old Fabrizio Romano, because it's club-to-club talks, all right? Now, Chelsea have put out that they want Arsenal to include Nwaneri in the deal, plus cash to sign Noni. They want 50 million or AFC to include Nwaneri as part of the deal. Nwaneri wants to be guaranteed starting football. He wants to play guaranteed football. Who is he to guarantee football at Arsenal? And who is he to even think that he's going to get guaranteed football at Chelsea? So include him in the deal, I don't believe it. The fact of the matter is, Arsenal going in for Madueke is clearly a backup to Saka. But fuck me, man. Arsenal, man. What are we doing here, bruv? You're shopping for Madueke, bruv. The grasshopper. Fucking hell, bruv. Good luck to you. Take him, mate. Yeah, if you want to pay 50 million, 60 million, bruv, I'll take my hat off to you. But everyone in the Arsenal fan base having a meltdown. They are crying their eyes out like Liam Gallagher in Porto, bruv, about Madueke. Yeah, what a shambles. How far we fallen. We're trying to get closer to Liverpool. We've got our City up our arses and up to our necks. And we're looking to buy Madueke. What is going on, bruv? They should be sacked. Well, rightly so, bruv. But what does that tell you about Chelsea having Madueke? And we're selling him to a team that is trying to compete. What are we doing here, bruv? The standards are in the mud, all right? The levels are in the mud. And now, because it's been announced Madueke's agreed personal terms with Arsenal, but there's no club-to-club talks, yeah, the club-to-club is simple. Pay me the money or jog on by Chelsea. And they don't care, Blue Co, because they need that pound note. Whether you like it or not, whether you're banking 61 million Club World Cup, they need to sell to be able to go back in the market, bruv, and balance them books. And Madueke is the one who they chose when Viega and Madueke had a bust up and a fight in the training ground. They shipped off after 6 months Viega, kept Madueke because his stocks were up. Let's have it right. And that's the facts, yeah? But what does that tell you about Arsenal and what their intent? The fact that they want Madueke as a backup. So they want him as a backup to Saka, right? But Chelsea starting. Chelsea happy to sell him because we bought Gittens and we've got Neto and now we've got Estêvão Willian, who we still don't know what he's going to be in the Premier League. Brav, I don't care what you tell me. Is this the intent to win the Premier League by Chelsea? Is it even intent to win the Premier League by Arsenal? I would say he's a decent squad player, but that's all he is. That is all he is, bruv. Yeah? Buying Madueke and selling what's his name? Nwaneri to Chelsea is like buying salt and selling honey, bruv. Listen, bruv, yeah? You know what? Maxi on Pies and Mash, he was forcing an agenda. If he wants to go to Arsenal, then fuck him. I don't want him. And this and that, bruv. Yeah, giving this anyone who is opening to join in Arsenal should not be in our plans. No time for fake players and snakes. Well, let's have it right. He's the biggest snake in the game as a copy and paste merchant. He's in engagement groups, got numbers of goldfish, brown envelopes. Everyone's together. You all lap it up, and you want to force feed the narrative to feed an agenda on Noni Madueke when the real agenda is from the ownership on Noni Madueke, because you don't even know whether Noni Madueke wants to leave Chelsea. He's manned them FC, bruv. He's part of the dressing room. He doesn't want to leave Chelsea. He's been forced out of Chelsea. And it's the same old agenda that gets fed by these same wrong-uns on the timeline and on their platforms and their playback, where the owner of playback went to university with Iqbali. No surprise. Who's on that playback? Goldfish, Pies and Mash, what's his name? Fabrizio Romano. It's no surprise, bruv. Push out the envelope, yeah? Push out the brown envelope narrative to force feed an agenda on Noni Madueke, when the reality is every player and everyone and everything at Chelsea is for sale at the right price. That's why they're happy to sell him to Arsenal, because who else is queuing up for Noni Madueke? In fact, who else was queuing up for Neto, for Pedro? Who else was queuing up for Gittens? Yeah? Who else was queuing up for Delap? Oh, the brown envelopes tell you Man United, Bayern Munich, and all this waffle, bruv. Yeah? Yeah, I don't buy it. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? But Madueke, he'll probably land it at Arsenal. So have it right. He'll probably do well at Arsenal. And then what are you going to say? It's the problem with these lot. You were the same wrong-uns that were overhyping and praising Madueke and bigging him up. And now you're going, should we keep, should we sell? Now the agenda's come out from Fabrizio Romano and Toothpick Jacobs and all the brown envelopes that you're in engagement groups with. You've got the go-ahead green light to start feeding the agenda. Fuck him if he wants to go to Arsenal. Yeah? Well, let's have it right. What we doing here, bruv? Yeah? I can see the same trend, same patterns. Every single time with you wrong-uns, yeah, you're all sellouts for the pound note. That's a fact, bruv. Absolute fact. So here we are sitting here and we're waiting to sell Madueke. What about Wedding Hall? How is Nkunku? When are we going to sell Nkunku? He's been put on the list. Fabrizio Romano said he's got no future yet. Enzo Maresca's starting him, bruv. It's mad to me, bruv. It's a circus, mate. Yeah? No one knows. You still haven't addressed the goalkeeper. You still haven't got me a world-class striker. You haven't got me a world-class wingers. You haven't got me another world-class midfielder or someone to fucking be fit for Lavia, and you want to rely on Santos. You haven't brought me that elite centre-back. And here we are sitting here. I mean, our so-called best centre-back got skimmed by Estêvão Willian, who, is he ready? He needs to bulk up. He needs to get in the gym as well. So have it right. Bruv, you know what, yeah? You're magic roundabout merchants. Yeah, that's what you are. And all you toxic positivity merchants as well. Listen, let me set it in stone for you all, yeah? All right? Win the Premier League next season or fuck off, yeah? I don't want to hear no, oh, an FA Cup, oh, let's just try and compete. We're going to go into phase 4 trying to compete. After literally, by the end of the window, what's the bet? We're spending 2 billion. Yeah? What's the bet, mate? Yeah? You're all sellouts, bruv. Yeah? Oh, I saw Benson having a time of his life fucking doing dirty dancing with Goldfish now. It's all happy families, bruv. You know what I'm saying? Getting pissed up. Well, it's no surprise, bruv. Push out them envelopes, bruv. Push them out. Keep them going. Keep it going, bruv. Yeah? Don't worry, bruv. I see it all. I see it all. You know what I'm saying? Why be a sellout, bruv? Why is everyone selling out? What's all this toxic positivity? What's going to happen during the season? What are you going to tell us, bruv? Are you going to go, oh, I don't want to be negative, but because my viewers, Eunice even saying, oh, I'm seeing my viewers, they're all calling me negative. Oh, well, fucking hell, what are we doing it? We either got the stomach for it to say it as it is or we don't. Now it's all blue coat PR, bruv. It's all fucking giddy. Let's get another trophy. Let's this and that. Yeah, let's win the trophy. Fantastic. But does it change the reality? Is our squad ready to win the Premier League? That's the question. And now we're getting linked to Kudus. And West Ham would rather sell Kudus to Chelsea than Spurs. Bruv, what are we doing here, bruv? Yeah, Eunice talks Blueco, bruv. Blueco Benson. Goldfish loves Blueco, bruv. You know what I'm saying? Let's have it right. He already saw the team sheet before it went out. Of course he would. He's related to fucking one of the owners, mate. Yeah, let's have it right. It's all fucking inverted, ancestral nonsense, bruv. Yeah? Everyone knows, bruv. Everyone knows, bruv. And no one can tell me any different, bruv. Yeah? I will always speak it as it is. Let's have it right. And anyone wants to cry about it, well, you cry your eyes out. I couldn't give a fuck. Me, personally, I don't give a fuck. You don't see me here. Yeah, I'm not brown-nosing shit, bruv. Yeah, know what I'm saying? Oh, what, I'm moaning, am I? No, I'm not moaning, bruv. I'm just calling it out for what it is. But respect to everyone in here that is watching. Respect to everyone that does subscribe. Respect to everyone that does unsubscribe. Respect to everyone that does like or doesn't want to watch. Respect to everyone, bruv. But let's have it right. Yeah, I say it as I see it fit, and as it is. And if you tell me that every single one of these guys, yeah, that would say, well, if we qualify for Champions League, these are signings we're making, you would have been crying like babies, bruv. But now, all of a sudden, everyone is fucking living it up, bruv. It's Five Alive settings. Yeah? Cool. All right. Something right? We know, bruv. We know. But until I see us win that Premier League, get that Champions League, then what are we propaganding here? What are you holding on to? Is that it right? And of course, I've celebrated a win. I've enjoyed that win. I've been very honoured to watch that goal by Estêvão William. Wonderful goal. Lovely little talent. But talent ain't enough like Madueke, who's banned from Chelsea, who Egbali got on his jet for, had it tattooed on his neck. And talent ain't enough. You need mentality. You need minerals. You need the right environment in the football club. Well, let's have it right. We got players coming and going more than Bonnie Blue's fucking blockbusters, mate. Yeah, and that's a worry. That's a concern. And we're selling players that were meant to be part of the project. So you tell me, where are we going? What's the direction everyone's going? Yeah, what is the direction, bruv? Because all I see you lot do is pave over the cracks, and you follow narratives set by the kingpins. I don't. I cut them to slices, bruv. I do Chainsaw Massacre. It's every brown envelope narrative, bruv. Do you understand me? That's what separates me from everyone else, bruv. I couldn't give a fuck, yeah, whether all my ultras, yeah, turned, yeah. If they turned, I'll still be landing it as it is to the very dying end, bruv, until we get where Chelsea belong at the standards and hold them standards. If people started coming into my comments and writing I'm negative and I'm this and I'm that, do I pay attention? No, I couldn't give a toss whether you think it's negativity, whether you think it's moaning. You just can't handle someone who actually just says it for what it is. And I support all my players, bruv, but don't support Blueco. That's the difference that you lot get it twisted with, yeah? You lot are twister lollies, bruv, and you're allowing all the brown envelopes to suck on your lollies, bruv. In fact, you're the one sucking on the brown envelope twister lollies, bruv, yeah? And you're getting it all twisted, bruv, yeah? Trust me. But let me bring it up. Nico Williams, yeah? Barcelona fell through. Registration failed. Why? Why it fell through? Because they need to sell in order to buy Nico Williams. And what did Nico Williams do? He was already on a 2-year contract and then extended it for 8 years. So he's on a 10-year death row contract at what? 300 grand a week, whatever he's on. Haaland's on a 10-year contract on 500 grand a week. Well, why can't we sign our players on big money and bring in Rodrigo's and Osimhen's on 8-year deals on 300 grand a week? But yet Athletic Bilbao are doing it. And Nico Williams says it's my boyhood club. Bollocks. I don't believe it, bruv. It's the money. He's got 100 million release clause. What are we doing here, bruv? What are we doing here? Yeah? Everyone's going down that path. Who set the trend for death row contracts? Who set the trend? Chelsea's owners, Blueco. And every American owner, every owner's going down that route. It's no coincidence. I told you they're going to trend set throughout European football and that they are here to change the model of football. So while everyone else is brown nosing and doing all that, yeah, you'll see in the long run. Facts. You'll see. And it's happening everywhere. It's happening everywhere. All right? And that is the reality of where we are, bruv. Yeah? Trust me. Yeah? We're not wrong here, bruv. we are not wrong. Yeah. And it hurts. I understand it hurts people, yeah, who've got a massive agenda on me. And respect to you. I actually thank you for it. I thank you for the agenda. I thank you for, hating and all that. I respect it. You know that. I respect the energy, bruv. But your energy will never defeat mine. And that's the reality. The reality is you ain't got that voice to say fuck all, except writing comments right on X with your small little platforms. You don't have it. You see, if everyone realized that they had the ability to push out truth and it would make a difference, then you would do it. The reality is you want to protect your pound note, and everyone wants to protect their narratives to go, I'm right. I'm not doing it to say I'm right. I'm just calling it out for what it actually is, because not one of you big platforms, not one of you little Twitter accounts knew what the model is until this day now. I knew November, the first season that these clowns took over. And I was telling you lot, and what a surprise, we're signing more kids. And the ownership say, we're not scared to go even younger. And you're serving me up with Champions League football to so-called compete for the Premier League, while Liverpool have just spent 180 million bringing Wirtz, Kirkes, and Frimpong. They're probably going to buy someone else now because of RIP to Jota. Yeah, you got City doing a rebuild, and everyone's going, fuck their rebuild, this and that. They're happy to earn their 50 million. They don't really give a shit about the competition, City. They're going to have a rest now. And you got to account for Chelsea are not going to have a rest. We're going to get injuries next season, and our squad depth is not good enough at the level we need. And we still haven't finished and perfected the first 11, bruv. And that is not going to change. No matter how much you PR it, it ain't changing until you buy the elite players, bruv. Yeah? And it doesn't just have to be experience. And also the state of the fan base. Do you know what they're doing? They're going, let's go, Chelsea. Let's go, Chelsea. Marching down in the concourse. What a shambles, bruv. You know what I'm saying? This is what our football's turned into, bruv. I saw that tickets were going for $9, bruv. Why so cheap? Why so cheap, Vivid Seats? What are we doing here? Remember who landed it on Vivid Seats. Remember who got the investigation. Remember who lands the facts. And you lot don't call it out. Let's not forget that there's a rumour going around that they're evicting veterans, bruv. Yeah? In a block by the bridge. But we have to see what's going to happen with that. Yeah? Let's see what happens with that. But no one gives a shit. And all you sellouts don't give a shit. I haven't seen any sellout brought up about Roman Abramovich's book either. Yeah? I'm going to be doing that. I'm currently reading it. So I will be landing it on that. Yeah? None of you lot are doing that, bruv. So have it right. I wonder why. It doesn't pay you. It doesn't pay you to do it. It's all about how can it benefit the pound note. Big up Chelsea Empire. Gifted 5 Minerals FC Ultra membership. Salute to you, my geezer. He says, big up to my brother Johnny. Always keep landing. Much love and respect as always. Love to you, my geezer. I hope your family is doing very, very well, my geezer. Big up to Bartek Minerals, becoming Ultra, as always, member for 14 months. He says, I'm happy with Madueke going. He's mid and hasn't shown enough. Not the winger of a title or CL winning side. 45 million and see you later. He's not all that. So what are we buying then, Bartek? If he's not ready for us to compete for a Premier League title, but he's good enough for a backup to Arsenal who are trying to win the title, and Lego's put himself on thin ice saying, I have to win a major next year because I'm going into phase 5. Or is it phase 6? Sorry, phase 6, bruv. Yeah, we've gone past I got 5 on it. Ain't one fuck all still. Yeah. So what are we talking about Gittens then? Is Delap the striker that's going to lead us to Premier League title? I'm asking you lot. Because you're going to PR it. I've already seen the agenda starting on Delap, and the geezer hasn't even started the season yet. Fucking hell, bruv. You lot are relentless flip-floppers, ain't ya? You do the same shit every single signing. It's always the same bollocks. But big up to you, Bartek. You're not wrong, my geezer. He's mid. Looks flat-footed grasshopper on speed, bruv. I've never rated him. A big up to PowerPlay says, respect, boss. You speak out on the bigger issues. Facts, because this is not just about, it's about football as a whole. Can you not see how it's changing? But why is PSG not going down that route? Yeah, they've still gone with a young group of players mixed with experienced and leadership and an elite gaffer. bruv. What we doing? We got Enzo Maresca calling out the supporters, blaming the environment, i.e. the supporters, for us conceding goals. And now he's in the dugout trying to do his messiah, his leader, Pep Baldioda's fucking, let me flick my meat and veg, bruv. You know what I'm saying? Trying to give it all the big, and it's mad to me, bruv. He's mad. Big up straight. It says all social media melts propaganda, the pound note. They're all a bunch of rats. The Chelsea, I know, and once feared is in a coma. Yeah, the Chelsea he knows, and once feared is in a coma. Who fears us, bruv? Pornstein will tell you, though, Liverpool and Arsenal are so scared of Chelsea. Come on, bruv. Because of the model and how we're buying. But Kudus, he would be an upgrade on Gittens and Madueke, but is he one that takes you to the pinnacle of the Premier League, bruv? This is what I'm trying to ask the question here, bruv. And you lot don't want to answer that. Chelsea will bid for the second time for Kudus. Understand player most likely to accept Chelsea over Spurs. West Ham rejected 55 million offer, including add-ons of Spurs. They want 65 million pounds and add-ons at least. We will contact again when Madueke joins Arsenal. So it looks like Madueke is joining Arsenal. And funny enough, when he scored against Arsenal, he didn't even celebrate, did he? That's probably because we were behind and he was trying to chase the game. He just picked up the ball out of the net. But maybe deep down he's Arsenal. In fact, he's Spursy. He's come from Spursy Academy. And even Bottolino didn't rate him playing, bruv. Tells you everything you need to know. He's the project. He's what the model's all about. Buy him, 30 million. Advertise him at Chelsea. His value depreciates over 2 years on the books. His wages are fuck all, so he's easy to sell, and we'll bankroll 55 million. Happy days. We've profited on Madueke, and we've PR'd you to the higher heavens, making you think he's part of the project. Facts. And now we'll bring in our Gittens, who will be a Madueke in 2 years. A Neto will be sold. Estêvão William will want his dream move to La Liga at one point. He's not going to stay at Chelsea for 10 years, is he? What are we doing here? Especially if we ain't winning. Also, Chelsea, not only Madueke, sales of Nkunku and Felix needed, if possible, Kevin Drewsbury Weddinall. So Weddinall is the signing of Enzo Maresca, who couldn't get a sniff, who was up for sale in January, who's playing in the pre-season or Club World Cup. He's up for sale. We've got an exodus list of players to be sold and players that they bought. So what are we doing here? And are they upgrades? You know what I'm saying? Joe Shields and Maresca both got what they wanted. Gittens and Delap. Bayern asked for his info, but got to know Gittens only wanted Chelsea from the start. Well, of course, he's going to get an 8-year deal. Focus on sales now. More players get sold, more chance of us signing an attacker or striker. So what does that tell you? We are a sell to buy club now. That's what we are, bruv. Yeah? Big up to John Say says, when are we going to replace Nando Sucre in the goal? Yeah. Bruv, we're waiting. Where are we going to get back up Cucurella? When are we going to replace Sanchez? Petrovic is going to get shipped out. When are we going to sign a world-class centre-back? I told you, 200 million, you can get Osimhen, Maignan, Bastoni, and at a push, we spent more than 200 million. We spent 230 million. We can get a Rodrigo as well. And now we're talking, bruv. Osimhen, Rodrigo, Bastoni, Maignan. Bruv, I'm happy, bruv. I'm on it. I'm all for it. I'm well up for that. I can believe we can win the Premier League with that. And mixed in with what we've got at the moment. The reality is they're not doing that. They won't break their mantra and their wage structure. And that's the facts, bruv. End of story. Yeah? It ain't going to happen, mate. So get used to it. All you little brown envelopes, mate. Keep pushing it, bruv. Keep pushing it. Maresca on Madueke says, I want players who want to be happy with us, and the ones that are not, they can go. And he's shown he's a yes man, feeding into the agenda on Madueke. So all the Twitter accounts can force an agenda and hate on Madueke, making it nice and easy to sell Madueke for Blueco to Arsenal, with no questions asked. PR is elite, bruv. But I see it a mile off, and we see things they'll never see on this channel, bruv. Do you understand me? That's the facts, bruv. Yeah? End of story. What we doing here, bruv? Yeah? Big up to all my ultras, bruv. Big up to all my ultras landing it in the chat. Smash the like button. He says, Johnny, now you've seen Estêvão Willian and what he can do. Are you going to stop mugging him? I'm not mugging him off, bruv. You getting it twisted, bruv. Where have I mugged Estêvão Willian off? I've clearly said he's got talent, but talent's not enough. He needs to bulk up. I praised his goals. Beautiful goal. He's definitely got some real talent. I'm very excited for him, and I'm backing him all the way. And I've actually said that him and Cole Palmer, no doubt, are going to be carrying this team when it comes to the attack. So I don't know where you're getting that I'm mugging him off, bruv. That's mad. See what I'm saying? People misconstrue me, bruv. People misconstrue me. No, Brad's dad, you got it twisted, bruv. I would not be moaning if we signed Doku or Savino, bruv. I wouldn't be moaning about it. But I'll tell you what, if we were trying to buy those two players when City were trying to buy them, what do you think that means? Do you think if City are going for these players, it shows levels, doesn't it? But the players we're going for, who wants them, bruv? Who wants them? Who truly wants them? You think Gittens was going to Bayern Munich to be a starter? No. Bruv, they had Musiala, he's injured now. But in terms of when we sign him, Musiala and Elise ain't starting over them two, bruv. Not a fucking chance. He doesn't get into PSG's team, doesn't get into City's team, doesn't even get into Arsenal's team, Liverpool's team, or City's team. But yet he gets into Chelsea's team because he's great for profit. Sabosky, top little player. And clearly now he's shown his quality. But a lot of these players have talent that you buy. There's no guarantees. But if you put them in the environment in football, a right footballing environment with the right experience and balance, these players will develop. But Gittens, he's happy to learn. Who's going to learn off? More 23-year-olds. A manager inexperienced. These are the facts, bruv. It's not moaning. It's just straight up talking. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, Doku, I don't even rate him. I actually don't rate him. But he's got blister in place. One-on-one, he could be deadly. But I don't rate him, bruv. Yeah? I like Mamouche, though, bruv. You're saying mush, I like Mamouche. He Mamouched us. You know what I'm saying? If you remember that game at the Etihad. At the Empty-Had. What are we doing here? So, let's have it right. Let's not try and push false narratives on the old Johnny Minerals here. What are we doing here? We praise players that we like. Do you know what I'm saying? We do praise players like, but I want the best. If we had Roman, would Roman be buying these players? Would Roman be buying? I guarantee you Roman would have bought Kvaratskhelia. 110% he would have bought him for 49 million. Are you nuts? I'm telling you, would have bought Osimhen 100%. Yeah? I know he definitely would have bought a Magnum more than likely, or he'd be looking at Diogo Costa because he's a football man and he wants to win. These lot are not here to win, and that's the point. They're very fortunate in the Club World Cup. They are. But I'm very happy for the kids because that's what we are. We're kindergarten FC at Chelsea. That's a fact, bruv. Yeah? I know Gikaris' wage demands. He's probably happy with 150 grand a week. He's actually happy with 150 grand a week. I know that because Tobes told me. But he's got lots of clubs that are willing to pay that, and if not more. And if we go over 150 grand, you're not going to get Gikaris, bruv. Yeah? That's the point, bruv. But as I always say to everyone, yeah, the PR is world class, and the whole game is tapped up. Everyone in the game has been got to one way or another. Yeah, everyone, bruv. So let's have it right. We are where we are, and we look forward to semi-final. I can't wait to see Thiago Silva play. It's Tuesday. We'll do it. We'll land it, bruv. You know what I'm saying? We'll land it, bruv. Nah, Brad, I ain't having that, bruv, with Osimhen. I ain't having it. This is the brown envelope narrative. You're either trying to fucking rattle me, yeah? You're obviously trying to rattle me. But you're going, oh, Jackson and Delap could score 28 goals in Turkish League. All right, go on then. Send them there and see if they do. Yeah? They can't even get me fucking more than 12 goals in the Premier League. Yeah? So what makes you think they're going to score and bag double-digit goals in Galatasaray? And Osimhen's done it in Naples, bruv. Osimhen's done it everywhere he's gone and he's won trophies. And I guarantee you Osimhen comes to the Premier League, he's bagging easily 24, 25 goals. That narrative is a fugazi, bruv. All right. And it's you Stretch Armstrong in, bruv. You got to calm it down, geezer. You got to calm it down. Or mush, as you call it. Do you know what I'm saying? He's obviously trying to rage bait me, bruv. Yeah. Because he fucking well knows Osimhen, you would have him over any striker we got in our squad. Most teams would want Victor Osimhen. But you got to pay the fucking money so he signs the contract, bruv. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about Turkey, bruv. Turkey, you can go and get your veneers done and all that as well, bruv. You know what I'm saying? But look at him at Naples. Yeah? They hadn't won a Serie A Scudetto, yeah, since Maradona and Gianfranco Zola. And salute to Gianfranco Zola. Happy birthday to the GOAT, bruv. Greatest ever player, bruv, for Chelsea, man. My favourite player, Gianfranco Zola, bruv. That's fucking minerals, bruv. Yeah, elite, world class. But, have it right. He was part of that Scudetto with Kvaratskhelia. What are we doing here, bruv? So here we are, landing it, bruv, as we always do. But don't worry, stick with your counterfeit Jackson. And Liam Delap will proofs in the pudding. And I like Delap. I like Delap. I do like Delap, bruv. You know what I'm saying? So we move. Yeah, happy birthday to the legend Zola, bruv. Let's not forget that, bruv. Let's not forget that. You know what I'm saying? And we move, bruv. Lukaku, cement boot rat, bruv. All right? That geezer, everyone was telling me his touch has improved. Has it improved? Has it really improved? No, he's playing in Serie A, yeah? But Osimhen is built for the Premier League, yeah? Explain to me, who am I going to go by? People that think they know best, or I'm going to go by Jose Mourinho, who's actually compared him to Didier Drogba. Jose Mourinho, who bought Didier Drogba, knows a striker. He knows a striker when he sees one, bruv. Yeah. Yeah, Osimhen is the guy, bruv. But sorry, our owners are penny pinchers, so they won't buy him and take a pun on him. No, they'll take a pun on, well, players that are unproven. You know what I'm saying? Is what it is. All right. Big up to Jonas. He says, João Pedro will score 25 goals. No need for Osimhen. Cool. We heard this with Jackson. We don't need Osimhen. We don't need Alvarez. We don't want to stop the development. So let these players deliver. Let them deliver. Yeah? Let them deliver. Yeah? Let's give them a chance, bruv. Let's let them actually have a chance to fucking see what they're about in the Premier League, bruv. Pedro Neto scores. Most of his goals are penalties, by the way. He's not taking penalties at Chelsea. And I hope he does land it, bruv. You know what I'm saying? But he's another one from Brighton. He's a Sam Jewell guy. That's what he is. You know what I'm saying? But listen, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We move 150 grand a week wage cap, under 24-year-old age cap. That's what it is. Everyone's capping at Blue Co, but they ain't wearing a Stony cap, bruv, because they don't have the minerals. Yeah? And everyone in the fan base, you're all tapped, bruv. You're tapped. So here's what it is. Big up to everyone. Up to Chelsea, up to Minerals FC. We'll be back as always. Put all your comments down below. Smash the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Salute to all the Minerals FC Ultras. Salute to our Chelsea old boys. We see things they never see. RIP to the Yotta brothers. Let's have it right. No surrender mentality. Win, lose, draw, Blue Co out. Fuck all you brown envelopes and you sellouts. And all yous that are literally, I don't know, bruv. This is all how I'll leave it. I think this is the best way to leave it. And I think everyone should have this mentality. Because if you don't, well, let's have it right. You're a long way from the vet soup crema.
The pressure always should be at the owners, because they need to know that, yes, they've come in, they bought this football club. They've bought it in the sole purpose of what? Winning, being successful, not making profits, mate. Not making profit. No. It's about winning. It's about winning trophies. Chelsea Football, if you buy Chelsea Football Club and thinking you are here to make profit, no, mate, you can fuck off. You can fuck off, because this club is about winning trophies.